We're starting our story here on the shores of Carpenter Lake, where we camped last night. Just as we do most years, right ahead of our yearly pilgrimage over Mud Lakes, Poison Mountain, and China Head to the Big Bar Ferry to cross the Fraser River. I've been doing this route every year for the last 15 years. I started out doing it on a KTM 690, and then later moved to 4x4s. This has been one of my favorite routes of all of British Columbia, but for many years it's been in question due to vehicle prohibitions. We have a great group on this run, and our goal is to try to complete the route leveraging the newly required and modified bypass around Poison Mountain. Last November, Matt Ion from the Four Wheel Drive Association reached out to me. He knew about my awareness of this local area and my experience here. We teamed up to evaluate some changes to regulations that we were hearing would impact the route. I was skeptical at the time, given that for years the route has been in question. But this time was different. This time, the closure was more serious. And so I joined the Four Wheel Drive Association in order to help keep places like this open. And with a community like this, we hope to reopen the Poison closure.
What's up, guys? My name's Kyle. You're watching High Ground by Nightfall. I'm here in British Columbia. We are planning to go up a summit that I've done pretty much every year for the last 10 years. It's pretty early season, so not exactly sure how it's going to pan out. So come along with us and let's see if we can get to the top.
Looks like they're camping over here, maybe.
Yeah, weird, right? Last stop there, but the truck's over there.
Are we camping here? Is this our spot?
Yeah, let's just camp here.
I pull out in front of you there, Kev?
Yeah, I was just gonna head into this spot right behind me there.
Whew, muddy. It's like a good spot to camp. Let's pull forward and get level.
Oh yeah. Get through the weather, and let's see if that summit is possible and that pass is possible tomorrow. We'd really like to get over to the ferry and ferry across the big Fraser. But before I go, just check out this river. You can see here a brown river and a clear river are converging, and it's pretty cool. Mixing of the waters. One of my favorite places and a great staging area before we head out on this adventure tomorrow. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, good morning guys. We just are packing up camp. It was a crazy rainstorm last night. We all had our awnings out and we just got hammered. So a little slower to start today, but we're gonna head up over this pass with the goal to get to the Fraser River and hopefully cross the Fraser River today. There's a ferry there that's pretty cool to go across. And these two summits that we're gonna go through, one we're gonna pass and skip because there's some closures, the other we're gonna go up and over because there's some exemptions. These are ones that I'm scouting out also for the Four Wheel Drive Association. So we'll check in on the area and the wreck sites. Let's get to it. We got a lot of way to travel through the backcountry today. Yeah, it rained like crazy last night.
Yeah. I know, I was looking at the river this morning, I'm like, yeah, it doesn't look like it went up anymore, but...
Mud Lakes should be fun.
Dirtier. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, Mud Lakes is gonna be fun with all that rain. Fix another a wound.
It wouldn't be a trip.
It wouldn't be a trip unless Corin cut off a finger.
Oh no. You went west both.
Yeah.
All right, we're heading out. Let's get on the trail. All right, guys, if you haven't yet, and you made it this far in the video, why don't you hit like, leave a comment, and if you're enjoying the video, hit subscribe. It means a lot to me. These videos cost you nothing, but they take a lot of work, and it's great when people show their support. So, would love to know where you're from. If you leave a comment down below, we're rolling out.
Heading north felt very familiar. But this time, there was far more uncertainty. The closure and the bypass were on my mind. Years earlier, I had tried to pass it on my motorbike and fought with deadfall for hours. I only passed it because the motorbike could slide through. Knowing this trail was not very heavily maintained, I had my concerns. But that was a later problem. For now, we were finally settling into 4 low.
Can't remember, to be honest. I was gonna say that we'll once we get past this 3 races, should take skios right now.
These river crossings are always one of my favorite parts of the trail. They mark the end of the meadows as we head towards Washout Hill and prepare ourselves to climb to the Poison Meadows.
Oh yeah, this mud pit's quite quite tasty.
Oh yeah.
What do you think so far, Dorian?
I love it.
That's a pretty good trail, right?
Fucking
Yeah.
beautiful. Ooh,
What do you think, Chad? What do you think so far? Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out this mud pit that we're about to go through.
On the other side of this mud pit, Washout Hill. My favorite hill climb in this entire trail. The first time I tackled it on a motorbike, one of the guys on my group hucked his bike off the side of the cliff. It took us 3 hours to recover it. To say it's steep and loose and muddy would be an understatement. But in our rigs, we walk right up it.
stick.
When you first start coming down that hill there, I nailed one too.
Probably the one I got hit by it.
On this trail, I've lost a fender, a front light, 3 valve stems, and a control arm. Alright, you guys might remember earlier in the video I was talking about some vehicle closures. So we're going to just talk through what the specifics of that are and how I know. So first of all, I'm with the 4-Wheel Drive Association. I am sort of a rep, a little bit of an ambassador. I do some of the social media stuff. And in particular, I've taken an interest in this area because there are closures through BC. And in this area, we have what we call the 1920 closure. So at 1920 meters, and we're at 1875, technically there is a vehicle prohibition. And if you go read the Vehicle Prohibition Act, there's different areas that have these, and each one sort of has a different set of rules.
It's also sort of governed by the topographical data that they use to make the signs and effectively connect certain closure areas. It's very complicated stuff, and it's difficult to be sure. So I don't talk about this stuff to, try to preach to people. Although it is important we respect closures to keep places like this open. I mostly talk about it for education, because I think if people know about it, they're less likely to come up here and cause issues. And these are the types of issues that the 4-Wheel Drive Association is working on. So it's really important that people know, if you're coming up to this area this summer, it's totally cool. Come on through. But what I want to try to make sure people know from this video is, what's the best way to come through so you don't run into those closures. All right, if you look at the map, we're right here, and we're coming down into the Poison Meadow. This is the summit, and for years it was traveled, but like I said, the topo data changed. Now, if you look over here, red and French, this is where the Prohibition talks about, and you can see even in this map, the red doesn't extend over. But in the last couple of years, the data changed, and this was found to connect over to Poison. All right, and as you can see, as we're entering the meadow, you briefly flirt with 1920 coming down this little draw into the meadow. Our understanding from talking to the rec officers is it's okay to come down through here to the meadow, but what's in question is this area up here. This ridge right here, which is what connects red and French over, for years was thought to be below 1920, but some new topo data came out, and that is what changed. That in theory includes the extended area over here. So as you continue through, it's a little bumpy, you'll see. We just basically flirt over 1920, but our understanding from the rec officers, like I said, is it's okay to come through here, but they want us to reroute around the south side of China. Now, let me pause for a minute and let's get to the meadow. All right, so this is the meadow just below Poison Mountain.
Thanks for having me.
And we're gonna go down here, and you can see Poison up there. It is still in the clouds and looks like there's still a lot of snow. But we won't be going up there because we're respecting the closures, and instead we're going to reroute to do the recommended bypass. Now, to our knowledge, the reason that you can come through on this side and go slightly over 1920 is that the closure doesn't quite extend over to this side due to some lower terrain. But once you go down to the meadow, and if you were to take the northerly route, it does connect. My position is part of the explicit exclusion for the Yalacom Big Bar Road, which is what extends up over Poison and goes all the way across to China and to the Big Bar Ferry. Okay, we're here at the Poison Meadow. That's the north route. Poison's up there in the clouds. You can see a little snow on it. That's the southern route down Yalacom. So my position is that this sign used to say that it is right there, that this is the Yalacom Big Bar road, which is part of the exclusion. However, the sign itself is gone, so I can't prove it. The sign used to be laying on the ground here, and it said Yalacom Big Bar, which would mean this road is part of the exception, but unfortunately I don't see it anywhere here, so we're out of luck on that one. There's another sign down there that's on the ground. I'm gonna go check that one out. I'm pretty sure this other sign is just the sign for the Yalacom Trail. If I recall, it came down a couple years ago as well. So in any event, we made it to the meadow, and this marks about the halfway point. We won't be going up this summit, even if there wasn't the regulations in place, too much snow. But we're going to bypass Poison and proceed with China, which we might run into snow there. We'll see. Okay, here's the other sign. It looks like it's just been knocked out, and it just says Yalacom River. So that just marks the start of the Yalacom route. Down through here, that's the bypass. Down and all the way around Poison. It's about another 17 kilometers. So, yeah. We'll take a quick pause with the guys, and then we'll start looking at whether or not we think about making camp a little earlier. It's a little later in the day than we thought, but we're gonna keep pushing. All right, first of all, shout out Chad from Mud Ventures Off-Road. He just gave me the sticker for the roof. Got quite a collection building up there. We're heading south now on the Yalacom to do the official bypass. The goal here is to just make sure that the route is open and make sure that we can report back to the association if there's any issues with the recommended bypass. So we're gonna roll through the bypass now and come out the other side, and then we're starting the final big summit over China Head to try to get ourselves over to the Big Bar Ferry in the Fraser in hopes that we can cross the Fraser.
Don't push it that way. We don't want to go towards the truck. I'm trying to let itself down, you know what I mean? Just let me, yeah. Come at it from the bottom there. Okay. Come at it from the bottom. Yeah. There you go. Watch yourself. There you go. Easy to move. Yeah, it's faster and easier just to clear them sometimes. Honestly, I'm dicking around with trying to cut the notch and
I think if you did
weaken
that,
it and it starts sagging or some bullshit, right? Huh?
Clearing the big trees out of
Well, just I'd rather not be driving under a huge tree that's has a notch out of it.
Never ends. There's so many trees down here. We just cleared all these, but there's a bunch more up ahead.
Probably shouldn't have looked at the map.
Oh, more trees.
So do you think Bowen and Kevin are running into deadfall like this too?
They could be. There's not as much big trees up there, but we got a bunch to clear here now.
Gotta see that one.
I'm counting at 12 or so now. I've already been bitching about it in the rep chat. No, we got a northern one open. We've been through already. They probably didn't even open, are just like sitting there waiting for us. All right, well, looks like there's another one just up the way. Now just walked up, so we're going on like 15 trees. Clearing it. This is what they want us to do. They want us to bypass on the south. Well, it's only gonna happen if somebody comes up and clears the trail. Let's see what this next one looks like. He said it's big. Oh yeah, this one's quite big. Uh-oh. Jeez. This one's huge. Yeah, this one's huge. Well, let's get to work. Yeah, it looks like there's more on the other side. No, those are clear already. All right, well. All right, so let's think about this efficiently.
Yeah.
Right? One cut here. One cut here, one cut up there. Clear all the branches. Try to roll it out of the way.
Probably.
Holy. So, where's the weight on this? You might want to start clearing branches on that side.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
That's awfully thick.
Yeah. Hope we don't run out of gas. I think it's gonna roll towards you. You clear? That's as clean as I can get it from this side.
Try yanking it, see if it spins.
Yeah, see, give it a push.
No, it's laying on all the branches.
Okay, so we gotta start clearing the branches then.
Okay, I might see if I can get a little help on the. I'll like start cutting them if someone can pull them away.
Yeah.
I can pull. I'll stand
There's a
behind you.
couple of them. They're beyond branches. They're almost trees.
Well, we should also get it off the weight too.
Yeah. Like this one's about to be
So I'm gonna cut this one underneath, I think.
this one, but I got a cut started. I just didn't want to go forward.
Yeah, it's just that it's laying on the branches, so we gotta get the branches out of the way. Somebody has gas, right? You're a gasser, right? Okay, if we run out of chainsaw gas, then you're donating some.
Sniffing it all night.
Huh?
Should have been sniffing it all night.
Probably at this end. Cut it above now. These will break once it starts coming down. All right. You wanna get it? I'm out of gas. It's almost there. It just, you gotta just strip it a little bit more, but I'm out of gas. You can try it. No. Yeah.
There you go. This one is
That one's just hanging on by a little bit on the other side, Nigel. I can see it on the other side.
okay on this side.
Yeah, on the other side, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go refuel. I got a little bit of gas left. I got chain oil and gas, yeah. Freaking hailing out on us. You can see them bouncing off the hot manifold.
There's two more up ahead.
Yeah.
50 meters.
How big?
One that's a good size going across the road, and then one that's medium size that's high up.
If you want to try buzzing, I think you got a 20-inch bar.
Yeah, I got a longer bar than you, I think. You're what, 18?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just up the road? I'll probably make this a little wider.
That's a super fresh cut. Oh, I just did that.
Oh, that one? You just did the big one?
Yeah, because it was just like hanging out like 3 feet.
Oh man, you had my hopes up.
And I was like, you know, if I'm already out here at the saw,
I'm like, it looked like someone had come up this far and was like, fuck that. Nah.
All right, start making our way back to the truck. Hopefully the other side isn't this bad. Four more? All right, we've been at this for probably an hour, 2 hours now, and we might have met our match. We're not even halfway through the south side. This isn't even the issue. It's past there. This tree down here looks huge. I don't even know if we'll be able to clear that one. Let's take a look at this all though.
Where are we on now?
This is probably like, I don't know, 25. This one's not a big deal. That one down there is the problem.
Holy mother.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to get through that. It's quite a big one. We'll have to go take a closer look. Well, boys, this is quite the job.
We're not even done yet.
Oh no, yeah, we got this bugger down here. Oh, it's right. Go to the Chilcotins, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Well, look at this big one that we gotta deal with now. I don't even know what to say about this, other than let's get to it. Oh yeah, it's this one, it cracked. It cracked? Yeah.
Oh, okay, check the branches out from under that.
Yeah, that's good. All right, let's start on this.
good. Huh?
Oh, fuck.
Sorry.
It's coming.
Nice.
Hallelujah.
Quite the situation here.
What's this?
This is quite the situation.
It most certainly is, isn't it?
But thankfully for our still, chainsaw with a 20-inch bar featuring the Husqvarna, and we also have a Ryobi.
Ryobi, might have to do another cut to get back and move.
That's fully cut through.
Yeah, I think undercut over here now and see if it rolls this way.
Yeah, it might want to fall towards you.
Yeah, it's gonna come straight down this way.
I'll step over.
That's a big bitch.
Oh, it's not going anywhere.
We gotta get to the other side of it. It's too wide for the bar.
What if we start pulling on it now?
Well, winching it?
Yeah, because it's it might at least with what's left holding it, keep it together enough that we can kind of start the process.
Could also be held up by some branches, no?
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
'cause-
2 big branches holding it up.
You want this rolling the whole time?
Think I can
Yeah,
get
we
over
can.
that other
It's
side
got a big cart
safely
in
and
there.
clean it out?
Yeah, I got charged batteries.
Because I can finish the cut from the other side.
If you just go under here and stand up right there and clear some of these branches behind your saw.
And if you want off,
I think
it, you
it's-
can.
yeah.
You can also just set up in tripod mode, and
That's fine.
it's kind of fun.
Patrol. Just watch it there.
Definitely not the right place to be.
Also, while you're doing this, if you like, you can zoom it in.
Yeah.
You don't want to playing with it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I used my last camera was a Canon 5D.
Oh, nice.
I can get up on top and clear
No,
some
no,
of
no,
those.
don't put it. Oh, so it's up my head. Oh, that hurt. I'm just gonna clear out some space to work here first,
Yep, go for it.
and then if anybody sees anything move,
Yeah, I'm gonna let you.
Okay, this is sketchy. think you can come over on this side and help me push some of this stuff back? Because my biggest worry is if I do get in here and cut this.
You can't get out of there.
Well, there's just no way, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, after all, I can grab it and throw it off the side.
Well, we just need to push it back for now. I hope this is not holding up its weight. Huh? This one? Well, the cut's below us, so it's not gonna...
Yeah, no. It's doing it on its own. I wasn't pushing. So my hands on it to feel it.
Hey, I see what fell. There's a big piece of the tree fell over here. This is just sitting on the edge here, Kyle.
Yeah, that's probably not a good spot.
You know what you should do? Just hook a line up to it just in case. Stop it from going that way.
Yeah, I got that.
This is basically resting on a piece of wood right now. I mean, I don't know how good the Jeep's gonna hold off.
Well, if we attack here.
That was a little frightening.
That was the scariest thing that's happened to me in a while.
So it's resting on this cross member here, and then it's just sitting right here on the edge of the bank. So if you cut it there, this whole thing's gonna go down. Well, I think we need to clear all that shit off though, if we want to make this move.
Yeah, but the tree just about.
Yeah, it's gonna go that way.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. If we just hook a line up to it, it's safety.
It's just on the other side, it's not cut through because the bars aren't long enough.
You think if we put the wedges in there, it'll just split it?
Could try that, yeah. That's actually a good idea. Stack them up.
Put one in there and just put the other one beside it.
Try you two and here from the go. Where do you want this? Probably on the top side.
Yeah.
Guess I should do that there. It's working. Yeah, it's working.
That goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still pretty attached on the other side.
Yeah.
The problem's gonna be getting these out. Well, the only way through is with a chainsaw, and the only way to do it is gonna be to cut the other side. I think we gotta cut this.
Moved. And now
Goddamn, Joe Rogan.
Okay, so now the question is, now what? It's a little safer now, at least.
Yeah.
But I think we do the same thing, and then I don't know how we're gonna get out of the way because it's so goddamn heavy. To be honest.
Great question.
Just get a small
I still think we
chunks
can all
you
this
can
stuff
roll it.
You want to cut all that stuff?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna attempt to move it, we need to move a log. I don't think we're gonna be able to move it with all this shit attached.
Well, I'm just asking myself, what would we even winch it off of?
Well, the only thing we could do is we could snatch block up there and we could pull it up.
Yeah, but that's gonna just bring the other end down.
We could, if we fall.
At least it's safer now
Yes.
for us. So we could start trying to cut those trees that it's laying on.
We could buck it up too, and just manageable pieces and move it that way.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think one big piece isn't gonna work.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got a bit of a emergency here. We're clearing this big tree, as you saw, which we're almost the whole way through. We just need to buck probably one more big section off of it. You can see we've done quite a bit of work. And unfortunately, Dorian nicked himself with the chainsaw, and he's got a pretty good wound on his arm. We've dressed it, and we're just making a game plan about what to do. And our options are either finish this off, we're almost at the bottom here, and then we can take a straight run out. But we had some other guys that are on the other side that we won't be able to get to, or we back it up and we go the way we came, which is quite a long ways. So we got to make some decisions because he's going to need some stitches. So we are, make some modifications. Safety first.
Positive attitude.
Yeah, I'm grateful to see it wasn't like
Really, really bad?
yeah.
Hanging in there, bud.
I'm hanging in there, brother.
You can keep it high. Is it bleeding at all through? Are we seeing
I
anything?
don't see anything. No, I think that's fine.
All right, well, game plan time, guys.
I think we got to turn around.
So there's a bit of a turnaround spot behind us.
Yeah, about 200 meters up. We just need to clear it a little bit.
All right, and then when we get up there, my vote is we go up over the north side.
Yeah.
And
Hook up with Byron. And
well,
Kevin,
I don't know if we hook up
potentially.
with them or not, maybe, but then we got to decide China out or Yalacom out. It's about the same distance either way, but we'll plot it when we get up there.
I can, if we got to split up too, like if I got to link up with them, I mean, I got my Starlink, we can stay in communication.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So, but I think we back up for now and we start heading back.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab my saw. I'm gonna back up, start clearing the tree that's there, and then one at a time we'll have to turn around and pull out.
Okay, let's do it.
Sounds good.
All right, tense moment. We just got them all dressed with with dressings and stuff to kind of stop the wound from bleeding. It doesn't look like it hit an artery or anything, thank God, but he's definitely gonna need stitches. So we made the decision as a group that we're going to abandon the trail and head back. It's the only thing that makes sense. Dorian's like a really good friend of mine, and that was really scary, and no trail, no video is worth putting a friend in trouble. So we were pretty close to clearing it. Hopefully somebody else will come through behind us and move the rest of these pieces out of the way, and then it should be pretty close to
smooth sailing. You can see we made it from here down to here, and, you know, cleared probably 35 trees. That's more or less where we were trying to get out, and then our egress would have been either back up and over or down, but we're not going to be able to complete, so we're going to go back up. And I'm sorry, rec officers, I know that you don't think we should go over the north.
I'm going to start backing up.
But my point of view is that's part of the exclusion, and also we got a man in danger here, so this is an emergency. We're going up over the north, and then we'll either go out this way or we'll continue on. It just depends on what's going to be the closest to get Dorian to a hospital for stitches, and yeah, we move as a group. We're just getting turned around. All right, well, we're backing up the trail right now, trying to get turned around. We got to get out of here as quickly as possible because Dorian obviously is going to be in a lot of pain here shortly. Everything should be good. We got a plan. We just got to figure out where the closest hospital is, and we're going to have to go up over the north side of Poison. It's the only reasonable way to get out of here safely and get back out. And something I just want to say is that I really feel like the rec officers should allow the northern route. This is a great example. We came through here clearing trail. Somebody had an accident, and for a safety reason, it's you got to have multiple ways out. And the northern pass to Yalacom and out is just safer and faster. And for emergency reasons, we should be allowed to go out that way. So I'm not going to harp on it too much. We got to focus up right now, but we're absolutely going up over the north side to get to Yalacom or to get to Pavilion and get out of here. It's a safety thing, and honestly, I think this is a good example of why that area should not be closed. So if they want to come give me a fine for getting our guy out of here, that's just fine. But my point of view is that the Yalacom Big Bar Road goes all the way over to the meadow, and we're going to take it out. So it's the right thing to do, and they should have multiple ways out of here because the deadfall up here is crazy, and it's a safety thing. Well, so I was talking with the reps. I got the rep chat with the four-wheel drive guys, and they told me that I told them we're going over, fuck it, it's an emergency. And then they also looked at the closest hospitals, maybe Lillooet, worst case Ashcroft for an ER. You just need an ER because you need stitches. You need a proper stitch up, right? So we'll get over there, and then once we get over there, I'll do a little bit of map work, and we'll figure out what's going to be better, going over China or going down Yalacom. China might be the move, just because Yalacom's really long, and I kind of feel like we might run into more of that, but we also might run into more of that going over China. So
Yalacom was like, last time I was over it, as soon as you get to where you go up the mountain range, it turned to just a road. Yeah,
but then further down, as you go down Yalacom, there's like the washouts.
The washouts, yes.
And there's a lot of places where there could be trees down too, because it doesn't get maintained, right?
Fair enough.
Either one could have more down trees. I don't really know which one's going to be better right now, but let's just get over those guys. I think we should pause there if you're feeling okay, and everybody like take a moment to get some water and maybe even make a bite, and then we gotta go from there, because that's a whole ordeal. And if you're not in shock, I'm feeling it. I'm really in shock. Poor you. So, you're so mellow. You're like, just another day in the office. How's the pain?
It's not unbearable.
You're not bleeding through or anything either?
No. Took out of time. Yeah,
okay.
like I feel it, obviously. But
So he's gonna be okay.
yeah.
But he's gonna be okay, but he's gotta go to the hospital. He's gotta get stitches ASAP.
After some group discussion, Nigel and I decided that it would be best if we took Dorian directly to the hospital. We decided to go via the Yalacom. While the Yalacom is a much more straightforward road, the adventure for the evening was not over. It was important that we got to the hospital quickly for Dorian. He was in good condition, but you never want to leave these things for very long.
Definitely reminds you that we aren't as tough as we think sometimes.
Dorian certainly was right about that. It had been a very long day, and it was about to get even more intense.
Yep, it's a good reminder that things can go wrong and you got to be prepared.
Remember when I said that was the most scared I had been in a long time? Well, I take that back.
So uncomfortable. Okay. Whoa, this is the sketchiest part.
Yeah, I'm watching you. If you just roll it out nice and straight for about 5 feet and then, oh shit, oh fuck. It was just that rock, there's a rock that you rolled off of. Just nice and easy. Yeah, nice and easy. Start turning to the, turn the other way, turn the other way. Passenger side, turn passenger side. Yeah, just roll it out nice and easy, passenger side. Okay.
How are we doing?
Turn up the hill. Yeah, just straighten your wheel for now. Yeah, just straighten your wheel. Yeah, nice and easy. Keep her nice and easy. You got lots of traction. Lots of traction. Yeah, okay. Keep on doing what you're doing. I'm just gonna spot your other side here. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Okay, yeah, keep going. You're out. You're clear. Yeah, you're clear. Straighten out.
Holy, that was the wrong line. Holy cow, that's where my tire was? And then it slid over from that rock, hey? Dude, that's the sketchiest and closest I think I've been in a while. God damn. Well, thanks, good spot, man. Holy crap. All right, guys, that was incredibly sketchy. Just as I thought.
we were gonna get out of here. The old Yalacom. The old Yalacom shelf roads.
Cost you an arm?
Yeah, we were just talking about how
That's a good one.
this has been one of the most intense adventures, overall in a while, between, the trail clearing and Dorian, and then it's almost sliding, wow. Anyway, stay safe out there, guys, and remember, if you're going through things, get outdoors. We'll see you at the top. Don't fall off a shelf road or cut your arm off with a chainsaw, okay? Yeah, bring it with you because you might need... Hi, we have somebody with a chainsaw injury that we need to bring in for emergency.
Okay, come on in.
Okay, thank you.
Good job.
Yep. We do YouTube stuff, so this is like right up our.
There you go.
alley.
I get the good stuff.
All right, I'm gonna leave for this part because I'm a little queasy. We got consent, right?
I think so.
They pretty much invited us in there.
Yeah.
So I think we're good.
Oh, we're good.
A guide to your emergency visit. Triage. Registration, assessment, see a doctor, treatment, assessment, decision. Wonder what level we're on here. Probably somewhere between... Probably around urgent. We're probably around urgent, would you say? We're definitely not resuscitation.
I feel like we just went right in there.
We probably got resuscitation level service, but we were at urgent level.
VIP.
VIP.
A tree tattoo over top of the scar.
He's in here just flirting with the nurses, and we're out here waiting for him.
Yep.
Friggin' guy. He's so handsome.
What can you do?
What can you do?
Go see the finished product before she wraps it up.
Oh, yeah, we do.
How's your window?
Oh yeah, we do. You're giving us all the tips for the closing of the video.
Right? You know?
Get that money shot. What? He's still ugly. You didn't fix the right thing.
Unfortunately, they worked on my arm, not my face.
Oh yeah, okay. Ooh. Yeah, bud. So you had to stitch from the two sides right to the center, hey?
Yeah, I cut the middle pieces off the skin.
Cut it right out.
Cut it off.
Oh wow, that's what I was figuring was going to be the tricky part, is because it was so floppy in the middle. Did they drug you up, or you just you just raw dogged it?
Yeah.
You're a champ. Thank you again for your help. I just gotta say, you're the coolest emergency crew that I've ever met.
Well, you live in Lillooet, so no, right?
yeah. We're getting hurt in Lillooet from here on out.
Chaos here tonight too, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There isn't multi-vehicle accidents, all that kind of nonsense.
Yeah, we would be a little lower priority, I think, at that point. Yup, he's all right.
Again,
Yeah.
Destination to nowhere. Check me out on YouTube.
Thanks, guys. Hey, look at this guy. Yeah, good to go. Chicks dig scars.
They sure do.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, I guess that's pretty much the end of the video, guys.
That's pretty much it. That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Just future note for those of you just getting into overlanding, it could cost you an arm.
Or brutal. You heard it here first.
You did.
It was about 12:30 when we finally left the hospital. So we headed to the first wreck site that we could find at Fountain Lakes, a beautiful wreck site maintained by the local First Nations band. We reflected on the trip.
Dorian, you have to come out for that trip.
Cabin Lake?
Yeah, if you're up for it.
Yeah, that's where you asked me about before, right, Kyle?
And took some time to plant some new ones. While we didn't manage to conquer the poison bypass, we did put a significant dent in the trail and gather a lot of good information to send back to the Four-Wheel Drive Association.
There's a crash
Our hope
site up once here.
is that with this information, we'll be able to make a strong case to the RAC officers to at very least open the northern pass. So how's the morning doing?
Not too bad.
Feeling all right?
I'm feeling pretty good. Freezing's worn off, so it's a little sore, but you know.
They did good, and you got a nice visit from Auntie this morning.
Yes, I sure did. Yeah, pretty impressed with Lillooet Hospital.
Yeah.
Not what I was expecting, that's for sure.
All right, well, that's the end of the video. We made it out alive, just barely. Dorian's doing better. Nigel's making coffee. Make sure you check these guys out. Destination to Nowhere, Nigel Asher, both on YouTube as well. And remember, if you're going through any things, you're having some trouble, get outside. And if you like the video, hit like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let us know about any adventures you have going on this summer. And we'll see you at the top.